Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our business update in regards to the fires. That's what this was originally scheduled for. Obviously, lots has changed since we originally scheduled this on Friday. We have ongoing flooding concerns. So if you did miss the earlier update for the residents, myself, along with CO Beverage, declared a state of local emergency at 12:12 this afternoon due to the ongoing rains and flooding occurring in our community. We have localized flooding throughout our town and dealing with a multitude of issues pertaining to the large amount of rainfall that we received. In the last 48 hours, over 105 millimeters has fallen, which is generally what we would see in an average month. So a lot of rainfall, and our no infrastructure can handle that amount of rain in that short amount of time. So this will allow us to bring in additional resources. All town crews are deployed in dealing with this as best as we can, and we understand there is flooding in various neighborhoods. We will also give you a little bit of an update here regarding the fire situation and some other situations within our community. So I'll hand things over to CO Beverage.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we will speak just briefly on the flooding situation. If you're experiencing flooding, we're asking you that you call our after-hours emergency line, 780-723-6300. Recognizing that crews are extremely busy right now, but they'll get back to you as soon as possible. As Mayor Zahara noted, we're having issues with our communication. So our phone lines are down, our internet is down. We do know that TELUS is working on this as we speak. So hopefully we'll have the opportunity to get our phone lines up. That was the intended situation for operations today. We did not open the town office to the public, so coming to the office will not get you in, unfortunately. We're still trying to stand up our operations from last week, so calling was the only option. Now, that didn't exactly work out as planned, but we're doing our best. So I'm asking for patience and understanding in this incredibly challenging time. So with regards to our crews, our operations crews are out there in the community dealing with the localized flooding as best we can. We've had 85 millimeters of rain in a very short period of time. And I can say that without hesitation that any system would be challenged by this amount of rain. So yes, Edson, we have had issues with our systems in the past, but this is unprecedented. I have no doubt in my mind that this, and no matter what system, would be challenged. We're doing everything we can to minimize damage, and that includes extra pumps, that includes extra crews. We are working with Alberta Emergency Management Agency to get everything possible over to Edson as soon as possible. So please be patient with us. We understand the frustration. When it comes to your businesses, please document everything. Contact your insurance companies soon so they can help guide you through this process. Once the main office phones are open, we'll be starting to track the flooding issues. Shifting over to fire. So we've had now a few weeks of fire and flooding concerns where our businesses have been taken out of operation and put back into operation. I think it's really important to, from our perspective, of recognizing how hard that must have been for our businesses in our community. And we are so thankful for the business community in the way that you have reacted. Unfortunately, you had a practice about 6-7 weeks ago now. And when you came back to our community, to provide essential services to our residents, our businesses were phenomenal. So I want to thank you, and I know Mayor Zahara will end off with that as well. We couldn't have done this without you, and we are forever grateful. Through this time, of course, I mean, we understand there's been challenges, but we do hope that you have felt supported from the town of Edson. One of the things that we had done on Friday, between 9:30 and 1, I had a staff member go individually to physically every business located between the east and westbound on Highway 16 and Main Street. And what the focus was is to make sure restaurants, gas stations, convenience stores, and grocery stores had the information about re-entry and about calling ATCO Gas, etc., to get you on stream. Also, the hotels, motels, and pharmacy were also included in that sweep. So that was something that we knew that we needed to get out to you, and that was the best way to do it. And we hope that that helps support some of that industry. And finally, with regards to ATCO, I do know there is about 44 businesses or commercial entities that do not have gas at this time. I do encourage you to call 310-5678 to get your business up and going with gas at this point. It's really important. Obviously, we want you to be able to support our community. We don't want that to be a stopgap there. So they're ready to work with you to get your system, your gas system going again. We hope that you make contact because they want to make sure that all of our community is being able to service our residents. Again, just thank you very much for your support. And today was really about opening the lines of communication between the town of Edson and our business community. And this is about your opportunity to ask questions. We're trying to support you, but some of the time we need to understand what we can do to support you. So we're open for questions, and there might be not answers that we have at this moment. We'll take that away and we'll come back to you with our answers. Mayor Zahara?
Thank you for that, Christine. The resiliency of our business community has been second to none throughout this emergency, and also stepping up during the emergency, providing support wherever our local businesses could. Our municipality really appreciates that. Our first responders really appreciate that. We know these times are not very easy for businesses. When we have to, shutter operations, you have employees, you may have goods that might, spoil and things of that nature. So, we try to give, what we tried to do this last emergency is give people as much advance notice as we could. As we know that, employees need to get home and deal with their personal matters as well during an evacuation, and appreciate all the work that our business community did in that regard. If you are calling ATCO, I do want to just mention that sometimes that phone line does get busy, so it'll give you a message that it's not in service. Just keep trying to call that number, and they will dispatch somebody to your business location if you are currently without gas service. ATCO brought about 50 people into our community to help with that, and we're thankful for that. I also want to say a big thank you to all the businesses that helped out during this emergency. There were a lot of local contractors engaged at the Emergency Coordination Center over at the county and supporting Town of Edson efforts. So be sure to contact your insurance company as well to see if there's if you do need financial support, because there's business interruption insurance and things like that that might be able to cover that. At this point in time, I don't believe the government of Alberta has any programs available, but we will certainly be discussing that with our provincial colleagues to see if there's any support that the province would be willing to give to businesses in that regard. With that, as CEO Beveridge mentioned, we are dealing with this flooding situation. We do have a state of local emergency underway. All town resources are deployed, and we hope to have more resources here to assist us here in the future. Steve, do you have any questions?
The only questions were about financial supports, which you touched on already. So.
Yes. So I know this is a concern. We did get some correspondence via email from some of our business owners. We will be discussing this with the ministers and our MLA to see if there's any type of support that might be given. If you have any expenses, just keep those receipts. There might be a possibility through a disaster recovery program down the road, but I can't commit to that at this point in time. Those are discussions we'll have to have with the province. All right. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll be encouraging people to continue to shop local. Is there anything else you want to add, Christine? Oh, we also want to ensure that and pass on our thanks for everybody's patience during this emergency and our latest emergency, which is now getting underway. We will have further updates on social media regarding the flooding situation throughout the day and the days ahead. So just watch our social media and website for updates in that regard. Thank you.